and welcome back to another episode of Wayfarer's Kingdom. This is episode 2. This is my realistic regional American amusement park that I've been building in Planco2. If you haven't already seen the very first episode, I posted that a little bit under a month ago. Definitely go and check that out before you watch this episode, because there's going to be a lot that you'll see in that video that explains what's happening right now. I'm just going to start this video by talking with a friend of mine that goes by the name of SYX. That's SYX. He has graciously lended me a coaster for this park that you'll see on your screen right now. And he's gonna talk a little bit about what his inspiration was and how this coaster came into being. So let's hop over to that. Alrighty, so I'm now here with SYX. Say hello.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on and allowing me to take this incredible ride off your hands, because it is truly amazing.
Thank you.
So basically, how this all started. So you created this, obviously not for this purpose. So
of course.
You entered into Corvus's Cedar Cove, I believe is the name of the project.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time of this recording, I don't think the results are in quite yet. But
no, the results are not out. At least I haven't seen anything.
I believe the voting has ended, but basically, based off the just kind of like the views of the comments, you basically said to me you didn't think you were gonna win.
I didn't think I was gonna win. I mean, to be fair, when I look back at like my submission, I do feel like it was kind of rushed in the sense that some supporting could have been better at some places.
Yeah.
Like I had not even did the line for the ride. I mean, I was exceeding piece count, especially with the touristic deal. So I was kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to do the most important parts, and then I'll just submit it. Whatever happens.
Yeah. And I saw that, and you basically said that, and I was like, well, I just can't let this ride go to waste. So I plopped it into my park and sent you a photo and basically asked you if I could take it, and you seemed pretty okay with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, since you wouldn't get a home, if you were, looking to get it, to put it in your park, I was very, very happy, actually. I was like, okay, I didn't do this for nothing. Somebody is worth the value of my creation. So I was like, you know what? Hell yeah. Yeah.
So why don't you just like talk about this layout for a little bit, because I think I've picked out some inspiration, but I want to hear what you were thinking when you were making this layout.
So if we start from the very beginning and just looking at like the motivation that went into this, like, so when I started designing this ride, I knew that it would be meant for, the large scale amusement park.
Oh yeah.
So having that in the back of my mind, that immediately set the tone for me in terms of ambition. I knew it couldn't just be like a fun coaster. It had to be the roller coaster, the kind that incurs a park, a record breaker, a centerpiece, something headline worthy,
Yes, the reason, the draw.
Yeah. And so though I had like a few coaster models to choose from, I landed on the idea of doing a RMC Hyper Hybrid in that case. One might call it a safe pick. I do truly believe you can't never go wrong with the RMC. And so that's why I kind of went for that one.
They are absolutely incredible rides.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And from there, I started building towards the goal of making it like, the tallest, fastest, steepest, longest. You know the deal.
Obviously, break all the records.
Yeah, basically. Unfortunately, only 3 of those were broken, which is height, speed, and steepness. And then again, not by much. I think like height was only 1 meter, steepness 1 degree.
Yeah, it's very close. But then again, that's exactly what Iron Gwazi did with Steel Vengeance.
Exactly. I think with the recursion version, that was also a goal I had. It ended up being tied with Untamed, I believe it's called, with 5 inversions.
Yeah.
And lengthwise, I didn't quite break that mark. But it would rank second in real life.
Which is quite astounding considering how long this layout is. Because if I hop out of Tejican just for a second, like it just goes on forever. And when you watch the POV of it, you'll see it. It just, you think that it's gonna end about halfway through the ride, and then it just keeps going.
Well, definitely, you know, again, the goal was to break the length record. I didn't quite do that, but I do still think the length is plenty for what it is. 100%. I think it's a very complete ride. So that's really like how, let's say, the ride came, like the goal that was behind creating that ride. After, if you look at the layout, since we're speaking on it, if we're to look at the layout, my biggest priority was definitely like pacing and element sequence. Like I didn't want the ride to have any like downtime or any filler elements really. If anything, I would just throw a airtime hill there because it has to keep on going.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you can tell it's very like rapid fire. It doesn't.
It really is.
It doesn't let up.
I did think the ride was too fast, but it ended up not being too bad. I mean, if you're looking at the forces, well, the one that Planco calculates, so it was kind of. I think it wasn't too bad.
It looks a little fast in some places, but honestly, I don't think it's. I don't think it's. It's not to the point where it's out of. No, obviously.
Yeah, right. I must say, RMCs aren't my specialty in Planet Coaster. I find myself being better at building, BNMs.
Oh yeah.
So again, which is why I spent a lot of my time adjusting like the shaping of elements. I know some are not perfect, but especially like the first drop, the stall, a few outer bank turns. Sure, like they felt like they belonged to that modern RMC DNA, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, and this, look at the drop. Like this lift structure is immaculate. I like legitimately, it is. Oh yeah, it's the best one I've seen in this game so far.
Oh, all right, thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, looking at that lift structure, since we're talking about it, I'm pretty sure we can see where the inspiration came from.
Oh yeah.
I'd say I pulled from what I consider to be the best of the best in RMCs. Well, based on reviews, because I haven't read all of them myself. But clearly with the lift structure, we can see Iron Gwazi, Zadra, Goliath, Wildcat's Revenge, and so on. The
Iron Gwazi, influence is clearly strong.
Yeah, also
when you look
there. So I was looking at different elements, trying to pick out what I would deem as the best and just combine a good sequence. Also, that was for the big elements, really. For the second half of the ride, which I would say is after that outer bank right there, into the double down and the zero G row. I kind of wanted to go for a more compact finale, which can be found on Steel Vengeance or Untamed.
Yes,
especially with the last inversion. Yeah.
This right here feels very Air Force One.
Oh yeah, I didn't even consider that, right?
Really? That's because when I first saw it, that's what my head was when it goes over. I think it's an arcade building, that roll right there.
The roll and the airtime on top of it.
That's exactly what.
I kind of freestyled the layout. I'm not gonna lie, but it really was really when I came to that point at the end, I was like, you know what? I need to break the inversion record, but that's not gonna be possible because we're nearing the break run. So I just threw the barrel roll, kind of Untamed, I believe it. Yeah, Untamed. That's the one with the barrel roll.
Oh, that's
finale.
true. They do
so
have that.
I kind of went with that. Of course, if I'm looking at the creative challenge that went behind this, of course, I went with the thrust style lift structure. Obviously, I imagine this way would be built from the ground up in real life.
Likely either that or something along the lines of Wildcat's Revenge, where this could have been the original drop right here, and
that's fair. Yeah, but in my head, I was since this ride is intended for a Cedar Point style park, or
yeah,
whatever. I was like, you know what? They're just gonna spend the money, make something ground up, and try to go from there.
I believe the storyline I'm gonna go with for this is kind of like it's the 50th anniversary edition.
Right. Like, yeah, actually, that would be something that would make sense.
Yeah, park splurges a little bit, celebrate the 50th.
Again, looking at it actually right now, I'm not gonna lie, I did want the ride to feel bold and modern. And the support structure. I mean, the thrust lift hill is the best looking. After actually no, I think it even looks better than the B&M Giga.
Oh really? So, that's a bold statement.
I mean, does it not?
I think it's pretty close. I think that's a tough call. I think that's a really tough call. It has a.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say after the B&M Giga, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe not. Maybe this is better. I don't know. It's pretty close.
And it really does have this presence across the entire park because it is located at the top of a hill. So basically, everywhere I build now, it is going to be looming over the park.
Oh wow!
It is going to be something.
Okay. It looks good.
Yeah,
but yeah, even now looking at my drafts, that lift hill, like it was meant to be like a visual, well, something like that would really like set the tone, and again, with the piece count that I had originally, I kind of placed all my bet on it. I just wanted it to be like statement when you walk up to the ride and you're like,
how much did it end up being? Because you had to fit it within the blueprint limit, right? So 4,000. Yeah, so 1,000. So yeah, and that's not even including this little bit over here. So yeah, you were really putting a lot on that lift structure there. Because it really does limit the piece count you have for everything else. Bad. No, it looks the station and honestly the only reason why I didn't keep that was it's just not gonna fit in the future of the park, and I figured it was better off to at least keep the ride. I can't save your station all that, but I could at least save the ride and keep it.
No, totally, I get it. Especially like my theme that I had went for originally was kind of niche.
Yeah, a little bit.
I went for something jungle-like. So yeah, that station would have not fit.
No, not at all. I was looking, I'm like, well, maybe I could. No, not really. No.
But it's fine. I'm pretty sure we're gonna come up with something amazing. And,
I have some ideas. I've been trying to kind of planned out how I'm gonna do the this like not only the station but the queue area, and I've been looking a lot at Zambezi Zinger, the new one that opened up at Worlds of Fun, and how they had like they reuse. I'm unsure if that was Q House or if it was the original station to the ride, but now it's Q House now, and they reincorporated it and they put like a lot of nods to like the original attraction in there, and I thought that was a really cool idea. So I might steal a lot from that as I try and flesh out this whole area now.
But yeah, all right, not bad. Actually, I might have to look into that because I'm not really sure in like how it like Zambezi Zinger, you said.
Yeah, the new one, the GCI,
right? The one that, okay, all right.
This park has been, at least like in my head, lineup-wise, it's structured very similar to Worlds of Fun. This is kind of like the park's prowler. It's
I was gonna say
a little bit bigger, but kind of the same vibe. The headlining attraction, mostly wooden, obviously steel track here, but like same vibe. And located in the African section of the park. So that's kind of the idea that I had when I decided to incorporate it in.
And that's what, like, in front of the park, right? Basically. Yeah.
So if you look at it, so obviously it's not here yet, but the entrance is going to be located like right here, and it's right there. Like as you're walking up to the park, it is very, very visible.
For sure, especially from the parking lot, like. That really like sets the tone for the day, I feel like. You're walking into the park and this is your view. Tell me that's not a fantastic way to get you hyped for the day. It really is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But also you did some work on your end for
I did have to do some work on my end. A, because the terrain this map was pre-made by a friend for me. So and it was not flat at all, obviously. So I had to kind of incorporate it. And luckily, the highest point on the ride just fits perfectly with where the highest point of the terrain actually was. So I kind of started with that, placed the ride down and tried to dig out the parts that I needed to, and then try and smooth out the terrain. And then I kind of had to just kind of plan everything around that. So obviously the train is now going around this coaster. So that's going to be, obviously, all the enthusiasts are going to be on the train trying to get shots of this ride.
That's right.
Yep. And then obviously this is going to be the employee access road that'll go down here, and main like backstage housing area will probably be in this area over here.
All right. This looks promising. It really looks
you.
nice. You know what? Maybe it was meant to be. Maybe you were the one that was supposed to have this coaster in your park. And I like
to think that. Yep. So, you have anything else you want to add on?
Well, I was gonna say the ride feels unique, but I feel like that's a lie because it really isn't.
Well, it's obviously it's borrowing from a lot of different rides, but we put it all together. I mean, I feel like a lot of RMCs now are kind of like, it's getting to the point where they're all repeating. Right? Yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of, at least in the community, I'm kind of feeling like there's a lot of like, I don't know, just like drain, you know? Like the hype is...
Like they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, no, obviously.
But if anything, I am proud of this creation. I did spend a lot of time on it. At some point, I did think about not submitting it. I was like, you know what? I'll just focus on something else.
Well,
I'm working on other projects right now. But
yeah.
You know what? I remember the deadline was like almost there. And in Corvus's Discord, it was like a channel where you could like post progress on like your creation, whatever. And somebody had texted and was like, did this ever get finished? And I was like, you know what? Maybe
you should go back and finish that and turn it in.
I texted real quick. I was like, oh yeah, it's almost done. Mind you, it really wasn't. And I guess maybe that's where all the rush kind of came from. But
hey,
in the end, listen, it's there, and you knew how to make it justice, and I'm really happy with that.
I'm just really happy that you decided to submit it, or else I would have never seen this. And this, it's just, it feels so right. It really does.
Thank you.
So thank you again. I'm gonna leave a link to both your channel and the video that you made, the cinematic, in the link to the description, so people can go check that out, and the original theming that you had. And that'll do it. All right. Alrighty. So I want to once again thank SYX for taking the time to come on and talk with me about the coaster, and of course letting me take his incredible RMC off of his hands and give it a proper home. Of course, that's not the only update I have to show you. I have been hard at work on the main street, and that starts over here with this sign. This is actually the most recent thing I've done, but the park has an actual logo now. It is fairly simple. I did choose like this almost it's a font very similar to what Worlds of Fun originally had. Of course, I've been using that park as a key source of inspiration, so I figured something just plain like this, while still having a little bit of stylization, would be enough to really like sell the vibe but look very clean. So just again, it's the name of the park in this font with a little bit of like a blue outline, and I think it works. I put this one right in front of our fountain, and I think I'm going to be putting this all over the entrance of the park, so you'll see this in a few other places as well. Now let's start with the main street. Now, of course, the most recent update was with gift shops, so I had to give it a go myself. I am not someone who is incredible with interiors. However, I think I'm pretty happy with this one. It is a very simple interior. It's supposed to feel very like bland and a little bit corporate, but I think it works. It is based off of a shop at Six Flags Great Adventure. I believe it's called Six Flags Universe, and it is very, very similar in terms of the stylization. One thing to note is that these right here with these platforms with the plushies are supposed to be skybox cars. King's Dominion recently received Great Adventures skybox cars, and that's what they have done with those. You've given them a fresh coat of paint and put this little platform on top and turn them into a little stand to put plushes on. So I kind of took that idea and used it myself. FizzWiz has continued to take over the park. Just a little refrigerator section for you to grab your bottles, pay up at the register, and head out. And again, this is really, I just covered up the in-game, the in-game shelving and all that stuff, and used the tools. I didn't place these individually. It's just the game populated it. I did pick and choose which items I wanted, like which specific items I wanted to have. So that's the extent that I went to which I went though. All right. Heading out, we move along. Just again, this is these two facades right here are really just to cover up the gift shop. Wouldn't serve any other purpose. So this is obviously the main facade for the gift shop. You'll see the little W logo pop up in a few places. Again, from the sign that I made. So you come along here, you have like a little wind box over here, advertising what you can buy in the gift shop over there. Again, just trying to cover up the gift shop. Down here, you have a little cinema. Now, I call this the Heritage Cinema because I wanted it to really pay homage to projects from the original game. So you'll see here, I got the names of 4 parks from the first game that I was really inspired by, along with another park that I formerly was a part of in Planco2. That would be Busch Gardens. So just a little nod to that. And then over here we have 5 parks that I've either created or I've worked on. So again, this is just a little nod to previous projects that I thought would be a nice little touch. They are closed though, so you will not be good because I am not doing an interior in here. No, not happening. Nitro Energy is this energy drink company. Basically, it's supposed to be like the energy drink that is made by FizzWiz. That's kind of the idea. Mass Bandit created the brand for Conifer Slopes as like a little dedication build after I worked in his park, and I kind of turned it into a fully fledged brand with the logo and made this poster a while back, and I'm finally putting it to use. Elliot's Barbershop is a nod to a good friend of mine, Mr. Moose on Discord. Just like, it's very simple and it's not over the top in terms of like it doesn't really stand out. Like, it's not a reference that everyone's gonna catch. So yeah, shout out to Mr. Moose. And finally, just had a little pink facade just to serve as a transition over to the final building, which is of course the hometown treats, which I showed off in the last episode. I did forget to show off these little billboards over here made by my good friend Evil. And again, we do have a little bit of an interior over there. I realized that I hadn't really shown that off very well last episode. And then finally, a ride that has been just standing in the background over here is the custom Star Flyer made by a good friend of mine named Blue Jay. I had mentioned to him when we were in a voice call looking at all of the in-game flat rides, and I had said to him basically that I was upset that we didn't have a real star flyer that would be serviceable. So sure enough, he took that as an invitation to go ahead and build one, and it is absolutely incredible. It does move. It has a full cycle. It does do like a full cycle where we'll go up, we'll then go down halfway, return to the top. It will hold up there for a little while before finally making its way all the way down to the bottom. This will once we aren't gonna start theming these two guys yet, but this will be the start of our African jungle area, similar to something like Jungle Expedition. So that will do it for this episode of Wayfarer's Kingdom. I hope you enjoyed it. The next episode will likely be focusing on the entrance of the park, as I kind of got a little bit burned out on the main street. I'm not going to go right ahead and finish the other half. So that is what you have to look forward to. I will leave links again to both SYX's channel with this video, along with Blue Jay's channel. Go ahead and check both of those out. You got some great stuff. Make sure that you follow, you subscribe, notification bell, like the video, comment, all that good stuff. It all helps. It all helps get eyes on these videos. So until then, I hope to see you at the next video of Wayfarer's Kingdom, and goodbye.